how do you go about proving who you are? Now, most people, we have a social security number, correct? It's supposed to be private, right? Now, if my child and I were the only ones unable to receive our LifeLock, our lifetime free LifeLock, from Maine DHHS during the TANF breach back in 2006, 2007, 2008-ish, because he was born in 2007, and I didn't get TANF until 2008. That was when all my stuff started happening on my phones with US Cellular. People started hacking all my shit. That was when I started getting people making false reports on me to CPS and DCF, which is, if you guys are unaware, that is a federal crime. If you knowingly make a false report about a mother or a parent about a child, you're wasting federal taxpayers' dollars. Therefore, you're hurting people. Now, whoever has been trying to destroy my life, people who have knowingly lied, they have gotten to an obsessive point to destroy my life. That right there proves that they are, in fact, a psychopath. I am not out hurting myself. Now, back to the Social Security number. Now, if somebody has a confidential address for being a victim, now I'm not playing a victim, I am a survivor. But technically, and from a legal standpoint, I am a victim. I'm a victim of police brutality. I am a victim of being kidnapped by fake cops and put in a real jail. I have been kidnapped 3 times in Hernando County, Florida, by imposter police. I have been kidnapped twice by, what was it? Okay, so Hamden drove me because the man, I don't know, he had a bunch of bags in his cruiser. And it was clearly not a real vehicle. He didn't have a thing on. He just had the plastic on his thing. He had regular sneakers on when he brought me to the jail. What else? They did not pull into the first time. They did not pull into the docking station. They made me get out and walk. That was a female Hamden police officer. They had no right to detain me. First, on the second time, the man called me Tara. I said, no, I'm not Tara. Don't know why. I'm not sure as to why my children were not returned to me when they were found, when they did a big trafficking bust of children. I've had my children held for a lawsuit against the sheriff's department in Florida, where Alneen Heiss, therefore, is held liable as being the sheriff of Hernando County, Florida. There's been 5 other deaths in that jail that since it is owned and was owned at the time owned and run by the sheriff's department, not by CCA or whatever it is. He is held liable. They did, in fact, detain me for imposter police 3 times. They redacted the state of Florida, the bar, removed 120 people's records for being set up in the state of Florida. Myself and John Havlin were 2 of those 120. So we had a record removal. Then come to find out, we actually served jail sentences for this, and our children were taken for this arrest that was proven false. Now, my Social Security number was handed out. I had the Penobscot County Sheriffs and the Maine State Police leave me in the middle of Passadumkeag, which is Penobscot Indian Territory, and my mother and my children, alone with Christopher Phaneuf, who was, in fact, intoxicated. He did put my child in the front seat of the truck and drive from one house to the other. And this all started after my car accident when somebody else claimed it because of the pothole not being fixed. I'm sitting at Matt Erickson's. Somebody's getting their teeth, supposed to be getting them extracted. Yep, we'll see if CDC or if anybody's actually following the law or if this is just a whole bunch of hocus pocus. Oh, I mean, So then again, that leads to another thing. Where are all these children? I've been told by a few people that they actually are, 890 or 980 years old, and they've been living off the souls of children. So again, my social was handed out on a police report that I have been unable to retrieve myself. There were 2 people from Florida who came up who I actually did time with. One of the girls was impersonating a worker at the Lincoln Courthouse last summer. I did time with her. She was an inmate at Hernando County Jail. One of the guards was in my house impersonating Jane Finuff, doing dishes one day, and I don't know if that was the day that I don't know exactly. I have been attacked multiple times. Once in my front yard when I went over to get the mail, in Passadumkeag, from 233. I lived at the greenhouse next door. That was part of my confidential address on tribal land to be safe. And now apparently there is a male that is going around using my identity. He's 31. He was living at my parents' house in Winniport at the end of Memorial Drive. And the Fisks were living at the Mayo's old house where the Adventures in Learning daycare was at the end of the road. Now apparently the Fisks, which a state trooper had told me that he knew very well. He knew them personally. He said that my son John was gone now. That was last summer or last fall. After I got told that I stole Chris Finuff's work van when it was said in a court of law last January that by Gastia or whoever who actually wrote me this ticket that I keep getting arrested for, which is a non-arrestable offense, which is false public alarm, kind of like that Brewer police officer who looks a lot like the guy that they're trying to say ran away with that woman. Which Brewer police took my car for child support on my son John Thomas Havlin last November 2019. They took my car.